If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Hi everyone, welcome to week 3, part 1 of our Savage World Pathfinder, take 2. 3, maybe 4, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to the audio. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped, so hopefully it's alright. Hopefully it turns out good. We'll see. You can't look, I'm afraid, Dave. You have to talk. You gotta stay. Or I'll kill your character on Wednesday in Warhammer. Yeah, so don't forget, if you're liking this at all, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you can. That'd be most helpful. Really helps the algorithm. If you're watching us on Twitch, don't forget, if you want to, hit that follow button. And if you feel particularly spicy and want to like get some and have Amazon Prime and you get the free Amazon subscription and you're not using it, you know, you're just giving Jeff Bezos like money, which you could give to me freely, and he doesn't get to keep that like $3 that he has to give me. So that'd be awesome. Oh, all right, then, thank you. Thank you, Stevie. Mate, you didn't have to, but yeah.
He literally just told us to, and then I remembered my Prime sub with someone else ran out like a week ago.
Cool. So yeah, we're gonna go around the table, get people to introduce themselves with who they're playing and shit, and then we'll do a quick recap of the game. We're about 20 minutes behind, but we'll stick to what we would normally be doing. Do I need to cover anything else? No, not at the moment. So yeah, I'm James Corp. I'm the James Master. Fuck me, what the hell?
The James Master.
Yeah, I'm the James Master. And we're gonna be playing Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. So we're gonna start with Stevie. Stevie, why don't you tell us who you're playing and what else? Anything you want to say as well?
My name is Stevie, and I'll be playing Grioche, the half-orc idiot.
Okay.
Also,
cool.
I stream too.
Yes, you do. You do, yeah.
But not much at the moment, because I'm
No?
moving.
You move. When do you move?
I move on the 31st, so until probably around the 5th or 6th, I'm not going to be streaming much. I'm literally only doing the occasional stream when I have time and joining in D&D sessions.
All right. Are you moving far or up the road or?
Just to the next county.
What, Essex? In it?
No.
In it both.
To Devon.
Oh, I thought you was in Kent. Why did I think you was in Kent?
No, I'm in Somerset.
Oh, alright.
You are.
Oh, alright. I've been to Somerset a few times.
I'm in Somerset at the moment.
I went to
and I'm moving
Minehead
to
once.
Devon.
I went to Gen Con in Minehead.
Minehead's alright.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's alright. I've been to Essex a lot.
Have you? I don't know why.
My family's from Essex.
I don't know why you want to come to this fucking shithole. It's
well, no, that's why we
horrible.
left. It's shit.
Cool. Izzy?
Yeah, hey, I'm Izzy. I'm playing Isilith, the elf. I don't have a lot more to say, actually.
Okay.
Not a lot going on at the moment. So
Did you enjoy your first attempt at role playing last week?
I loved it. Yeah, and a week has been way too long, so I'm glad to be back.
Cool. Crafty, Matt Crafty.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm crafty Matt. So my grandmother calls me Matthew. I'm playing Logan Forgebeard, so a cleric of Torag. I don't stream. I'm just that drunk guy that joined the party and never went home.
Do we get to decorate you?
Decorate you in what?
Decorate the
With
trunk.
Sharpie and stuff like that, yeah.
Decorate the trunk. I mean, that's a time-honoured tradition. You know, If you get too wasted at a party, you get decorated with stuff like
Whatever's laying around.
whatever's laying around: hats, coats, tinsel.
Yeah, a lot of
Fairy
pictures are
lights.
made.
Cracked eggs.
Yeah.
Cracked eggs. Well, I don't know if,
If
you
you
want to roast
don't
an egg.
like them, but
No, only rotten ones. That way it's not a waste.
Oh, yeah, but you might stink the house out. You don't want to do that, do you?
It's all right. Chuck him in the garden first.
Yeah, but then he might wake up and then you can't decorate
Not if
the
he's
drum.
drunk enough.
Dash.
My name is Jarek. I'm playing Orthalas, who James still can't pronounce, so it's Orn in short.
Yep. You can't tell that. Can't.
And my internet presence is very low, so the only place where you can find me is actually only Discord.
Cool. And Big Oats.
Yeah, hello people. I'm back. I'm playing Theseus, the not at all alcoholic, and I had a lot of fun last week, so I'm eager to find out how we're gonna do this week.
Cool.
I'm also eating chips.
All right, just mute yourself. I don't want to hear like chip sounds being eaten. I'm allowed to make noises.
it's immersion when you do it.
Okay, kinky. Right. What happened last week?
There were bandits, and we
Yeah,
didn't
we
finish the
killed 'em.
fight.
Oh, we ran out of time.
No, we
yeah.
finished it.
Well, we finished it
I mean, we finished.
as far as the
right?
game's
Like,
concerned.
Yeah.
Like we had no
theatrically
chance of
finished the
losing.
fight.
there we go. We
Literally.
cut to black.
But no, there was a bunch of guards on the caravan that we are working on, and they were stealing from the caravan. When a few of the player characters noticed this, they kind of tried to do something about it to no real avail. However, Griash did follow one into the woods to discover that they were in fact running away. Then that night when they settled down to camp, they couldn't find those guards anywhere. Not that they really looked, but they weren't anywhere until they came out to try and ambush the camp. But they were a bit loud for the ambush because they got caught straight away and absolutely decimated.
The bandits belong to I guess a lesser commander named Gregor. It was Gregor and his men. And then you have our commander, or the commander of the caravan, is Timothy.
Brilliant fucking names, aren't they? Absolute
Yeah.
superb. Best names ever. Really easy to pronounce as well. Really easy to
What
pronounce.
did I done?
Hey,
I am
my name
taking-
is easy to pronounce. It's Logan.
I am taking notes, but I'm taking notes in the way Griash would take notes.
Well, the notes I saw that you take, there was mainly a picture that you drew.
Yep. And then Griash fight good.
Awesome.
Mm-mm.
Where am I going?
That's how Griash would write in his journal. I'm taking the notes as if they're his journal.
Cool. Right. Okay. Let's start then. A bit of music. Oh no, that's the wrong music. I want rural.
I'll turn it down again.
Go to the
There it
thing
is.
that looks like a song, a song note, and
That's
turn
all
it
right.
down there.
I knew it. I just that square looked like a stop symbol for some reason, not a turn down the music symbol. Ooh.
Oh, there's still a bandit alive. Dead!
Yeah, 3 of them.
Dead!
1 second, I got a refresh because I've got just a blank screen.
Hit F5.
There we go. No, that's what I was doing.
Right, cool. Okay, so you've defeated the bandits. The bulk of them, I mean, like I said, there was bandits that were attacking other areas of the camp, but they were also driven away. As you won your fight, the fight seemed to, you know, it was swinging both ways on it was on a knife edge, but you great heroes, you know, defeated the enemy and took out the bandits, and that sort of enforced everyone else to like fight better. And yeah, after a short while, the remaining bandits flee into the woods.
Who are these two down here?
As you strike down there. What?
Who are these two down here next to me?
They're not there.
They don't exist.
They're not there.
Griash just came over and they died.
Searching the bodies. Is anyone? Oh, actually, no. I'm not going to do that. No. Yeah, I'm not going to let you search the body. If you decide to search bodies, I will tell you what you find.
Okay, we search the bodies.
Yeah, I guess
Search
I'm
the
searching the
bodies.
bodies then, because
Damn, how did you know?
I need loot. Come on.
Griash
I
is
have
for sure
Gregor's-
search bodies.
Yeah, Gregor is lying before me, his head smashed in from my warhammer of Torag Justice. I go through his pockets, look for loose change.
Okay. Okay. In Gregor, you find right. So they're all armed with hand crossbows. But you do find that he's got a potion of minor healing on him.
Ooh.
So if I drag it onto the long thing, did that work? No. Did that work? Gear. No. Right, I'll drag it over. Bam! Potion of minor healing. Look at that. And he's also got a hand cross. And like I said, they're all armed with hand crossbows and probably a few about 20 bolts. So if anyone wants to take a hand crossbow, you can take a hand crossbow.
I do. From the guy who stepped down near the main guy. Near Gregory.
I would also take a hand crossbow from one of the people I killed, and 20 bolts, because he thinks, just in case.
Okay. Where is your orc? Where's the orc?
And how many of those hand crossbow there were?
What?
Each of attackers had one?
Yes.
So I help myself to it because I have no weapon, distance weapon.
Alright, I'll add it to your cat sheet in a second. Anyone else nicking a crossbow?
No, I already have a light crossbow. What I do recommend, though, is while we are all standing around, we should stash these bodies in the underbrush just in case anybody comes by. You don't need to let them see the scuffle.
Yeah, but the ambush was apparently in whole side, so it's not only us who were defending the camp.
I understand that, but anybody that comes by and sees bodies and everything like that, and they come to town, they say that we're the killers of these men, how do they know that they ambushed us? Only we know that.
Griash looks at the two corpses that are like split in half next to him and goes, should I hide them separately?
Whichever you wish.
He just-
Throw one in the river,
He literally just kicks a
stuff
bit
one
of,
under the...
he just kicks a bit of dirt over them.
What's everyone
What
else
was the
doing?
name of the captain? We had?
Do we?
Our boss?
Gregor. Well, no, our boss is Timothy. So
What is Timothy doing? I would like to know.
Yeah.
He is
is he
currently
chilling?
going around. He is currently going around, barking orders, making sure that any of the guards that were injured are getting taken to a central location, and someone is trying to give them some healing.
Okay. Tensis is gonna check on the rest of the men. He's gonna like make a health account, if you will. See how many did we lost during the fight. If we did lost anyone.
Is there nothing else at all on any of the corpses?
There's probably a few gold on some of them. There's probably like, between the lot of them, there's probably 4 gold.
How many gold?
4.
Oh,
I know.
damn,
Or
there's
gold.
5 of us.
Would it not be easier for Orpheus to just melt bodies than instead of us moving them all downriver? Or
That was-
hiding them?
That would cost him PowerPoint, so.
Yeah, I know, but it won't cost me any additional strength. Or carrying. I don't get paid for it.
Well, remember, 5 of those bodies is already melted, and it's
Yeah,
like
so-
compost on the ground anyway.
Why not do the rest? Make it as easier.
Griash just starts dragging all the bodies and chucking them in the river.
Izalith, make sure that you kick some dirt over that whatever is left there.
I look down and I kinda, with my dagger, just scoop up some dirt.
Okay.
So, if there's, you said 4 gold.
Yeah.
Well, how do we decide who gets it? If there's 5 of us.
I'm gonna.
Let's start making party stars.
Well, now,
Theseus,
now, Griash, I noticed that you have gold there. Perhaps this is gold that Gregor and his men took from the coffers. We should, in the name of Torag, return it.
Oh, Griash also has a code of honor. He wouldn't have thought about that until you mentioned it, so he'd go, "Yeah, you're right. All right," and he's gonna return it
To
we're
who?
not gonna sack the
To
corpse.
who?
to Timothy.
Timmy's like, why do I want this?
The
put it in
the bandit
put
stole
it in
it.
the treasure.
From where?
Yes,
The bandit
From the
stole it
wagon.
from the treasury.
from the carts.
The carts.
Well, no, they didn't steal anything from the carts. What are you talking about?
But we don't know that. We
Yeah,
just find gold in them. That could
What?
be.
It's like, well, why would they? Well, why would they steal some items that they could get caught stealing and then go get their mates to attack us tonight? Why wouldn't they
That
just
is an excellent
go?
question.
Why wouldn't they just go? Oh, we've got a fucking payday here. Let's take the whole fucking thing in one foul swoop, which they clearly were trying to do. You keep that 4 gold. Keep it as a reward. There you go.
Fantastic.
Just don't spend it in one go.
Yes, don't spend it all at once.
I'm not very good at maths. Griash says as he
Uh,
passes the money to Logan.
Well,
But he
I-
keeps
I-
1 to himself and passes the
I-
rest to Logan.
I thank you for this.
So why? Have
I walk up to
So-
Izalith, and I hand
what-
her a single gold, and say, "You may have been caught on the road, but this is for you for helping. Thank you." And then I hand out the other gold, keeping none for myself, to the other party
You're welcome.
members.
So, I've actually set up a charter using someone else's suggestion. We'll probably use it more for Rise of the Rune Lords because it's probably more of a bigger campaign. But if you click on the Charter of Rules, there is like rules on how on the charter and shit. And I don't know, you know, I know it's quite in depth, but it's very legally, it's almost like a legal document. But I thought it was quite cool. I thought it was quite cool, and it would probably stop any arguments that could happen.
Oh, what? Just not popping up for me, or?
Oh, yeah. I will have to read this later.
Let me. Oh,
Well, if everyone has 12 silver and 5 coppers and 50 coppers, they'd be equal. Wait. No, that's not right. That's 50 divided by 4. You get 10. Oh, I need to divide it. 40
Yes,
divided
there
by
we
5. Alright, everyone gets 8 silver. That way it's
Woohoo!
equal. Happy?
With that much money, I'm starting to think about leaving adventurer business.
You do that. You do that. You do that. Spend it. Don't spend it all at once, right? Though. Remember
But
that.
we've only got a marking for. I'll just put a 0.8 on the end.
Yeah, I
Okay.
might have to. What I might do is set up some gear and have gold and silver and copper and platinum as well, because there's platinum in this. Platinum,
Oh,
gold,
one
silver,
moment.
and
Somebody's
bronze.
pounding at my door.
Who? What? Oh, it's going well. Okay, what do people want to do? Is anyone in? Did anyone actually get injured? No, you
I
just
don't think so.
trounced them. You'll just absolutely trounced them.
yeah. I think I want to get back to my dinner because I was not finished eating yet.
Oh, there's a lovely crossbow bolt in your dinner. You know, because they clearly couldn't hit a fucking broadside of a barn.
No.
Griash will go back to camp and look for his food if he can find it, if it hasn't been destroyed.
I will also try to just finish eating before the sun comes up.
Oh, you got hours till the sun comes up. It's probably not even midnight yet.
I think in that case I'm gonna walk over to the food stand and see if there's anything left for me to pick.
Oh, there's another bandit there.
Where?
There's a couple more. Here and here. One there, where Griash is now, and one there where Griash is there,
No, they're
and
not.
one there.
I don't see him.
I don't see them.
Yeah, me neither.
I think Griash is seeing things. I think Griash wants to attack anything, including
Yeah,
like,
that-
some trees.
Alright, I'll
Moving
refresh then. It might be that.
Moving trees. Is there anything?
Oh, have you got the potion of minor healing?
I did.
Because it's. Oh wait, you don't have weak party members in this, do you? Because everyone just got 3 wounds. I was gonna say normally you give it to the mage, but I like how we're all just popping around the camp.
Me too.
I'm just playing with lights. It's pretty cool.
I go up to Logan and
Okay.
ask him about his early interaction with Timmy, because I know I saw you be awfully chummy with him. Is this
Well.
what he warned you about?
I'm assuming so. He said keep your eyes peeled. He is a man of the road, so I trust him.
Okay, is it maybe smart to go up to him and ask him for if this is it, or could we suspect a different wave?
I imagine this is what he was suspecting, but we can ask.
After you.
I walk up to Timothy's tent.
I mean, like I
And,
said, he's not in his tent. Like I said, he is wandering the campsite, making sure that checking on everyone, including the civilians that are travelling with you as well. Because you got to
Oh.
remember, it's not just guards. They are guarding people who are tradesmen and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll walk up to Timothy that's walking around, and Timothy, if I can lend any of my assistance, any of my my powers of healing to you, I would. Earlier today, you did mention that there was a possible ambush. Is this what you were expecting?
He nods. He says, "Yes, I did. I more expected it to be on the road rather than during the camp."
And I, not that I'm questioning you. You seem to be a man of the road, but how did you know that this was going to pass?
Why else would 4 guards split off from the rest of the group?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Why didn't you give chase?
Because we're paid to guard the caravan. If we chased off, they could have attacked, and we would be away from them.
Are you sure this is all Timmy? Because I have a feeling it might get worse. I have seen one of the guards back, but I did not catch any of the others.
He says they're probably among the dead. If you looked at the bodies, you probably recognise 3 of them, right?
Oh yes. So
I
these
don't-
were the.
If they are holding people back, I don't understand why they would.
Well, hopefully by getting rid of Gregor, they will know to stay away from the caravan. That it is well protected by Timothy and, well, us humbly.
He says, "We'll be up. We'll be breaking camp as soon as daybreak. So get some rest." He looks at you, Logan. If you can offer any healing assistance to some of our injured fellas, injured comrades, that would be most appreciated. We should be arriving at Falcon's Hollow probably just after lunchtime tomorrow.
Fantastic. Again, my powers are, well, they're yours.
I look at Timothy and I say, I take it you post some extra guards up tonight, right?
Yes, good of you to volunteer yourself. Is all.
It's not exactly what I meant, but I could use the extra coin.
In fact, your shift will be starting in about 20 minutes, so be ready to start for a few hours.
I shuffle off.
Right, well, yeah, if no one else has anything to do, we will move the
Rias was just eating and cleaning his axe.
eating
Getting some
and
sleep.
you're eating your axe and cleaning it.
Eating, comma, and also cleaning his axe.
Cool.
Not eating his axe.
Are we sure?
Well, he probably could.
Okay. The night is pretty uneventful. Who's got light going on? Oh, turn off that. I can see the light going. Okay, yeah, by the time you wake, you're all awake, pretty refreshed. Anyone who spent their power points, you should recover your power points over the next. I think you recover 5 every. Is it 5 every hour? I think it's
After
5
short
every-
rest, yeah. After a long rest is full.
What?
5 points every hour of short rest, and if it's long rest, it's full power points.
Oh, fair enough. Where does it tell me this? Trappings, activation. Yeah, you.
I have
Yeah,
one missing anyway. So.
yeah. You recover 5 power points per hour spent resting. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, the smell of the thing that wakes you up is the smell of bacon and sausages being cooked by the
With biscuits?
no.
With what?
Don't worry.
Then-
It's a joke. It's a joke that Matt is throwing at me about biscuits and gravy that they have in America, which is not custard creams and bourbons covered in pisto. It's something else. Yeah, breakfast is served. There is a sort of a queue of people, of people going to fetch their breakfast, and it's probably scrambled egg as well. So yeah, so you'll get fed and watered, and we're gonna have someone elect themselves, whoever wants to do that, and we're gonna do is it an interlude? Yes, a trekking interlude. So, who would like to have an interlude on the travel towards?
What is interlude?
So an interludes gives the player a way to get to know their own character, reveal their backstories, or even add to the lore of the world you're all building together. Basically, the player tells a story from the character's point of view, and for doing that, you are rewarded with a Benny.
We are 6. We could roll for it.
Sure.
If anyone doesn't want to, that's what I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think Isolith is very open about her past for a reason, but
Well, no, yeah, but it's a trek. We're literally doing the trek. We're doing there's 3 different things you can do in an interlude, which is downtime, backstory, and trek. And because we're doing a trek, it is going to be a trek that you don't have a choice. It will just be a trek. And what happens is we give you a card, and depending on what that card is what happens during the trek. And when you tell the story of the trek, you have to include. I could do everyone really if we wanted to. Would that? Yeah, let's do everyone. Let's not roll. Let's have everyone draw a card. So let me deal everyone.
I already rolled.
No, tough shit. I don't want the adventure deck. I want the action deck. So let's reset it. Yes, reset it. Let's shuffle. Let's deal everyone. Deal to. Oh, 1, 2. Hang on. That one. Is he? I'm just getting my head around how I do this.
yes.
So if I deal everyone a card. Okay, did everyone get a card?
Yeah,
Where can I see it?
in chat, if you press your name, you see
Oh,
the
yeah.
card.
We'll show it to you.
So what did people
I
get?
have a card.
Wait, what kind of intro are we doing? The trip one?
Trek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my book. Just give me a sec.
I got the ace of spades.
Ace of spades. I just need the. What happens if you draw a joker? If a player draws a joker, give everyone a Benny and let them choose the suit and category. Because one of you got a joker, Matt. You got a joker.
I did.
So everyone gets a Benny,
Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
Nice.
and Matt, you get to choose. You get to choose the suit that you want. So it's the suit I need to know. So So if we go through them all, so we'll start with Stevie. What did you draw?
I got the 10 of clubs.
Clubs, trick. So, a hardship the party overcame on the trip. The tragic death of a favoured extra, spill or lost supplies, mechanical breakdown, abysmal weather, and so on. So during your during this trek, at some point when you're telling your bit of the story, you will have a hardship that comes upon the party.
The party as a whole?
Yep, the party as a whole. Then, and then basically you describe how, you tell a story how you overcame this obstacle. Izzy, what did you get? You got the
Ace of spades.
So you got spades. A difficult obstacle the group negotiated along the way. Dash, what did you get?
9 diamonds.
Diamonds. Trek. How the group found something that helped them along the way, such as an oasis, a minor treasure, food or water, or friendly locals, etc. What we'll do is we'll go to break, and then when we come back, we'll tell those stories. And then Sergio, what did you get?
I got the 6 of spades.
6 of spades. You also had a difficult obstacle the group negotiated along the way. And then Matt, you got a joker,
Yep.
so you get to pick.
I
Whether it's
haven't heard
spades,
clubs.
heart,
Let's go
diamond,
with clubs.
clubs. Okay, a hardship the party overcame on their trip. The tragic death of a favoured extra, spilt or lost supplies, a mechanical breakdown, abysmal weather, and so on. So, yeah. So, think of a story. Yeah, so, obviously the camp packs up. It's pretty much ready to go, and it heads off. So, who is going to start? Who wants to? Who's going to be the linchpin or the starting pin or the starting domino of this little narration that you're going to be saying?
I think Logan's story would kick off everything else.
Okay.
As we pack up camp, right? That old adage of red in morning, sailors take warning. We see red clouds off in the distance, and
that's completely different to the one I've heard.
Well, what have you heard? Language
Red
depth.
sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky at morning, shepherd's warning.
Red
Yeah,
sky at
basically
night,
same thing. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, red sky at night. So sailors delight. Red sky in morning, sailors take warning. Either way, we see the clouds throughout the morning. They roll in quickly, and it starts off with a few sprinkles. There's a crack of thunder, a flash of lightning, and then the sky just opens up into this torrential downpouring rain. It's such heavy rain that you really can't see more than maybe 100, 200 feet in front of us. Carts are getting stuck in the mud. I'm getting stuck. My boots are filling up with water. I'm having to stop occasionally to take my boot off to pour out the water. We're having to take panels off of some of the carts to drive them underneath the wagon wheels to get the wagon wheels out of this just again, like rain coming in sideways kind of downpour. Unfortunately, this rain is starting to get into the chuck wagon and the food supplies.
Okay. Who's next?
I think that was
So
the cue.
Griash was really upset about the food supplies being ruined. There was an entire bucket of fish. that was absolutely rotten to the core from being out in the rain. And it might have been rotten beforehand, but they had to chuck the whole thing away. And Griash was full on crying about this. He likes food. He didn't want to have to ration. So using his 3 brain cells, he asked the guys on their next stay over when they camped to evening if they wanted to go hunting. So the team worked together and they didn't fish, they didn't replace the fish, but they did replace it with meat. So everyone at least got a bit of venison.
Okay, who's next?
Not long after the weather cleared, and Griash, still being very upset about the food and hungry, made the company a bit grumpy as well. So Isla sees a small cart rolling by with a family of 5 on them, and basically negotiates them out of their food, just because it's the right thing to do. Seen as we're adventurers and we need to keep this caravan safe.
Okay.
And so shares the food with the other company without them really knowing where it came from.
Okay, Sergio or Dash?
I can go. Soon after the food fiasco, we encountered down the road a toll that was new for us, and nobody has told us about it. It was being run by a couple of suspicious officials, to say the least. So we clearly realized that this was some kind of con, like it was some scam. There isn't a toll in this road. The road, we almost lost the caravan to the rain. So what are you charging us for? And we negotiated with them very peacefully to let us through and to avoid any unnecessary loss of life. Yeah, that was how we we discovered the magical tolls in this road.
Dash.
So from very beginning, this whole caravan was on border of, how saying that in English when it's barely profitable. Yeah. So luckily for us, at the last moment, several merchants urgently needed to get wherever we go in, and because of posters or spoken word, they found out about caravan which we were supposed to guard, and we guarding, and they joined our caravan, which increased the pool of money which going to be divided and profitability of it.
Okay, so rather than it taking a few hours, it takes you a few days to travel the rest of the distance to Hollow's Last Hope. No, Falcon's Hollow, not Hollow's Last Hope. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I talk bollocks. Okay. So you arrive at it's probably late afternoon when you arrive at Falcon's Hollow. You arrive coming from the south, heading north, sort of northeasterly, heading towards the ferry that will take you across to Falcon's Hollow, across the river foam. It's It's obviously been quite a hard journey. Some of you are probably still quite damp from the torrential rain that happened a few days ago. And as you arrive at the ferry, there appears to be no one at the ferry stop themselves, and no one appears to be holding no one seems to be working the ferry.
Are there any people around in general?
Not on this side of the river, no. Because this isn't the town proper. This is sort of like the road that leads to the town, and then you take the ferry across to get to the town itself.
Is there any other way across for like one or two, maybe? One or two people like get there's not.
It's not a particularly rapid river. It is quite a slow and sleepy river that runs down from the mountain. You can see the dark oak or dark treed forest sort of behind Falcon's Hollow, and beyond the forest you can see the giant, like absolute massive mountain range, and the giant mountain that rises up above everything and probably pierces the sky itself.
Can you see the other side of the river? Is the ferry on the other side of the river?
The ferry is on the other side of the river, yes.
Is there any movement on the ferry, or just none at all?
You can't see anyone on the other side of the river.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh.
Griash is very much all right, let's get this done. And goes, I reckon I could swim across, but I need someone who knows how to work a ferry.
It's quite clear on how it works. There is a chained, like it is a chain ferry or like rope ferry, and it basically gets pulled over to this side and then it gets pulled over to the other side.
We can pull it
we
now.
can pull it from this side then.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Should
I
I roll
look,
to see if Griash sees that?
Knowing
Sure.
that this is a logging town, I look up and look down the river to see if there's any logs that may be coming down. I mean, logs is what we were taking out of this town, and we're coming back with the spoils and supplies from that. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. There are logs that are coming. So the river runs obviously from west to east. Okay, that is the flow of the river. There are logs coming down from the west towards the east, but in fact, no, there aren't any logs coming at the moment, but you can see there's a large collection of floating logs outside what looks like a woodcutter's like some sort of cut yard, but yeah, and it's probably I imagine it's much like the one in Skyrim. So you know the one where you see they put the logs on and it's all like cuts the, has a big saw that cuts them into planks.
So,
but there is no one working there.
I turn to Theseus and say, this isn't good. Not only are they not working the cut yard, but there's nobody upstream cutting logs either. There is a foulness. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Logan, you see Theseus, and you see him kind of jumpy today. You see him kind of training a little bit. You can tell he hasn't had his fix yet. Probably right at this point of the trip, I'm probably out. And you see him rather anxious, and he says, "Well, yes, you're right. There's something awful, but I really need to get to town, buddy. And maybe if we cross the river, we could find out what's going on. I mean, maybe the orc guy could start pulling, and you'll see him scratching like his neck. Maybe he could start pulling the rope, get the ferry to this side of the river.
I
And
don't like this. As Logan peers out across the river, I'm looking for any eyes or anything like that I may see anything that may be waiting across the river to jump us as soon as we cross.
Sure, give me a notice roll, please.
Sure thing.
-2 because of the distance, okay?
That fair. So let's go notice.
Oh, you did it twice.
Oh, whoops. I meant to hit the -2.
Hey, did you want to spend a penny to reroll?
Sure.
Even worse.
Yeah, my Benny knocked my 6, man.
Oh well.
I
He
go over
plays the
to
Benny.
I go over to
You can-
Logan and I say, "You
you can
worry too
spend-
much, dwarf."
You can spend more you can keep spending bennies until you fucking roll snake eyes, and then you can't spend any more bennies.
I'm good. I'm good for right now. Like I give one pass this way and one pass this way, and realize that James cursed my Benny to knock my to knock my 6 into a 3 because I said I microwave water for tea,
I put my
which
hand
I
in.
don't. It's a joke.
Lean over to Logan and I say, "You worry too much, dwarf. They're probably in a pub where
Yeah,
theater should be right now."
I put my hand
don't-
to his, and I said, "You see, I'm telling you, man, it's fine. It's fine."
Driesh had been listening in and just kind of goes, well, if you think there's a problem, we can go take a look.
Cautiously.
Do it.
I turn to Timothy and I say, we're going to go take a look across the river. You keep these people and this caravan safe. We'll be back.
And what time of day is it now, James?
It's probably about 3 to 4 p.m. I'm gonna say.
Getting late, yeah.
Yeah, Logan, I think there might be just on a lunch break. And I'm looking into town just to show him some people around, some inn.
Well, I look to Timmy and I go, well, boss, are we going in? I mean, the bar is gonna open anytime now.
He says, well, let's I think it might be wise for us to stay here and the rest of you go have a look.
That's fine by me. I mean, the sooner I get to town.
Oh, sorry.
I look around like, and I ask, well, who's gonna go? Who's gonna come with me to the town?
Well, we're all going
I
to
don't
go.
think there's much choice, is there?
But Theseus, I understand your enthusiasm to get to women and drink, but we need to. Something doesn't feel right. I feel it in my beard.
Okay, fair point. Counterpoint, and I what are the odds of getting jumped twice on the same trip?
I mean, pretty big considering what we're carrying, but I mean, it's
right.
Your cut, so I don't mind.
Well, he says, well, this is technically the end of the road. Timothy says, he's like, this is the end of the road. So he counts out 10 gold and gives you all 10 gold.
Each or between
Timothy,
us?
Each.
Hey, God.
Timothy, if I may ask, at 3 p.m. or whatever time it is in Golarion, is the town usually this sleepy at this time of day?
No. No, it's
You're
very
getting
odd.
the same funny feeling that I am.
Yes, it seems a bit weird that the town isn't active. It should be. It's not even a town. The village should be a bit more bustling than this.
Well, I guess we should then go take a look.
Griash, if you would
I
pull us
agree.
across, please.
Griash nods and goes over to the pulley system, and then looks at the boat, and then looks at the pulley system and goes, "Can I do the pulley on the boat?"
Oh my god. You see,
Just-
this is just, it's just
Griash, I put my hand up. I guess it would be up. I
Yeah.
put my hand on his shoulder and I look and I say, "You're a wonderful half-orc.
So
We all
it's-
love what you did in combat. Just pull the boat."
So you know,
Griash jumps on the boat and just starts pulling at the rope.
so the boat's on the other side.
no.
Oh, right. Oh, I thought the boat was there already.
No,
Right,
so-
sorry. No. Griash then starts pulling the boat over then. Do I need to roll a strength check?
No, it's you know, well, yeah, no, I wouldn't worry about rolling the strength. It is designed probably for two people to do. It's like you know, like when you get
Two
on
people or
ships.
one half orc?
Yeah, you know when you get, on the ships, so it's the twisty things where they tie up, they pull up the ropes and stuff. So it's sort of like that. You sort of like twist it off here, and it sort of like pulls the boat across, and then you go over to the other side, and then on the other side there's another one, and then the person on the other side does it,
In
does it,
tandem.
and it pulls it. Well, no, not in tandem. It's one or the other, and one pulls it, and it gets pulled either side.
I can
Okay.
see that,
So,
like,
I
the
I tug on my beard. I say, this is what I propose. And no offense to you, Orn, it just from the looks of your clothes, it doesn't look like you have much armor protection. I say that Griash and Izalith go over, wait, and then you go over with so myself and Orn, you'll come over, and well, Theseus, the heavily armored paladin, will follow up the rear, of course. He can handle himself should anything happen on the river. Yes, Theseus, and he slaps him in the shoulder.
I smile and nod. I murmur, whatever gets me to town faster, buddy.
So we'll follow that plan. That's our marching order.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, wait, do you have to
I'll-
be on the other side and pull the boat over, or can you do it all from one side?
So you can only pull it one way.
Okay, in that case, Griash is probably going to have to swim over to pull the others over, isn't he?
Maybe.
Can I roll see a notice roll to see if there's another way to get the boat over that way?
Could spend a penny if you want to.
On what?
Well,
To-
there's a rowboat on
Okay.
this side now. If you spent a penny, remember when you spend pennies, you can interject things that you want that could be of assistance.
All right, I'll spend a penny and there's a rowboat, and Griash will take the rowboat over with Izzy.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll jump on the rowboat
Do
and
you have
I
boating?
Go
Do you have the skill
boating
boating?
to the other side, and then we'll start helping the others over.
Before I jump on the boat, I look at Tiras and I say, I'll make sure there's a brew waiting for you on the other side.
he just waves. Wait, and this is on roll. I'm gonna ask: is the big guy gonna jump on the boat? Is it a big rowboat?
No, it's probably It's probably just a two-man
Two-seater.
boat.
The half orc isn't big enough to sink it. Don't worry.
Okay.
He's only 5 foot something. He's
I don't
short.
play that much.
Wait, it's a 5-foot orc? Is that what
Yeah.
we're
Because
like
he's a
a-
half orc.
like a
His-
gnome? Like no, I'm sorry.
Right. He's a half orc. His mum was an orc and his dad was a dwarf.
Yeah, it's just a very short dwarf. Very short orc.
Yeah, that's all. But not short enough to be a size smaller.
Right.
Okay.
Which is
okay,
why I
okay.
had to reach up to put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, he'll climb in, and I'm assuming he'll do all the rowing over.
Yeah, obviously.
Sure. Do you want to give me a boating roll, please? Which is a skill.
Boating.
If you haven't got it, you need to give me an unskilled check.
Okay. Where's the D20?
What D20?
Well, you want to do an unskilled check. What's unskilled?
So
Right.
if you look
It would
at
be a D4 at a -2.
yeah, but there should also be an unskilled check as well on your in the
Mhm.
skill section of your on your.
Can I
Okay.
not do it on athletics? Because it's a
No.
little bit athletics.
Nope. It's knowing currents and other things.
Oof.
Would you like to re-roll that?
Okay.
Perfect.
That's better.
Much better.
Okay.
We
Right,
go over so
but-
fast that the boat tip.
So at first you sort of like just go around in circles for a bit, and then you go across as you get used to it. Obviously, if you botched, if you
you're-
rolled double
you're-
one, you would have flipped the boat over,
So-
and then you.
What happens is this Griash is like rowing like this. And I look, Griash, same time, buddy. Same time.
And Griash is like, oh, thanks.
You got it.
Okay, so you get across to the docks opposite.
Sorry, I had to have a sip of tea.
Yeah.
Griash
That's all right.
goes over to the
Important.
pulley system and waits for the others to get on the boat, the pulley boat ready.
Can I do a notice check?
Sure.
Because we have already established that there's like surprisingly little going on. Where's it? Skills. And then notice. Do I need any?
No, just do a straight roll for me, please. Two.
Yeah.
Oh, raise. No one's about. There's no one.
No
There's
one's
not a
about,
soul
nothing.
down this side of town. Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no immediate danger.
There's also nothing off that I notice, like stuff lying around that shouldn't
no.
be really.
Not from this side. Not from where you are. Because if
Okay.
on the map, I don't know what side of the world. Where is it? Is everyone looking at Falcon's Hollow?
I am.
I'm not.
Yeah. So if you think so you got to remember that's where the dock is. So you can't really see much else of the town from there. There's buildings in
enough.
the way. So yeah. So yeah. All right. You pull. It takes probably about half an hour to pull people across on the ferry. It's a large ferry. It's not like it's not like one or two people. It's designed to take like actual carts and stuff. So it's it's like a large transport.
Yeah.
So yeah, you eventually it takes about half hour for you all to be pulled over, and yeah, you're now on the other side. What do you want to do?
I slap Theodus on the shoulder. I say it's time for that brew, isn't it?
As soon as we calm Logan down, we're getting some booze. Yep.
Now hold on there, Theseus. Again, I understand, the desire for women and booze is great, but you don't think that something is odd here as I
Theus
take
is
out-
like shaking and actively sweating, probably.
Yes. I look at Crafty and go, it's time for his drink. If he doesn't get it now, we'll be in trouble.
I get grumpy. Yeah. I agree with you, Logan. You see me looking around like I don't want to admit it out loud, but I do find it kind of odd, like the whole deal of the town being empty. I'm trying to not to freak everyone out as well. And I ask you, well, Logan, what's the plan?
Well, I say we go to the lower markets first to see if anybody is there. And he checks the sun, and says it should be about time that that the lower markets would be bustling. Women, children gathering things up for supper. Wouldn't you agree?
I was, and this is me, and I'm now looking around. I was gonna propose the inn, but the market sounds fine, I guess. Yes.
Briash will kind of step in a second and go, why don't we send 2 people to the tavern and 3 people to the markets?
My wise friend. That is a good plan.
You say that to him whilst he's got his finger up his nose.
Why? I look at Logan. I say, I think it's time for us to hit the pub then.
Why do I have a feeling that I'm going to catch you 2 deep in drink in about 15 minutes or so?
I promise I will not touch alcohol until we are sure everything is fine. I mean,
Oh shit! Oh, sorry, allergies. Oh man.
let's just check the tavern. If we see something odd, if there is something off, we'll do a complete search in town. How about that? That sounds fair, right?
How many
That's
of you,
fair.
Are any of you from here, or any of you not from here? Have any of you been here before, or what?
Not really.
I imagine
I
I was.
can't remember what town I picked for Griash's.
Yes, where were we hired by Timmy? Here?
No, I think I personally believe. So this is my assumption. If I go to the map, I think you was all hired from Almas, which is a capital, but it's a port city, which is probably southeast from Falcon's Hollow. Fuck knows the distance. Is there a distance? Is there?
That's a long way.
Yeah,
Is
I think.
Is
I don't
there
think
a-
any one of us knows this place.
Yeah, but it's
We
the best
probably
place
don't
to
even
sell
know
the.
where the
It's the
tavern
best.
is.
It's the best place to sell the logs.
logs.
You'll get
Oh,
the
I'm
most
from
money.
Harwood Forest. 1 second.
Where?
Harwood Forest. I can't remember how to leave and go to the main map.
The Harwood Forest is all. The Harwood Forest is like up fucking north.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're miles away from home.
Right. And
hundreds of
we
miles away
came from
home.
Riddleport, correct?
Well, I assumed you got the job there. That's where you picked up the.
At
Oh,
Yeah, we're
Barbosa?
far away.
In Andorian, there's a place called Almas.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's a capital.
It's a little bit it's over Absalon.
I don't know how accurate them. I haven't like keyed the map.
Ooh,
up
that
and
is
bringing all your-
that is a
Yeah.
distance. That's
We
a
are far away.
long way.
Long tip.
See, I thought that was near where we would be starting, so that's why I was like,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess not.
I don't know the distance. Fuck knows.
but
It's
no,
not
he
that
could still be from
It's
there.
probably a 2-week travel. It's probably took you 2 weeks to get there.
That's far. That's like really far.
Yeah, but if you're transporting, that's why you're a caravan, right? You're a caravan transporting goods, and you've got to take it someplace where you're going to make the most money.
But I think the answer is no. Nobody has been here.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to check because obviously I can give you a little bit of town detail, a bit more detail. Okay, so you head over to the lower market. None of the stalls are. In fact, one stall is open out of dozens of stores. It's like it's an open air market, so it's like got they're like colourful, like they normally have like if you're from England, you know like the normal markets you get on streets and shit, right? Okay, you know that. But anyone else, they're basically small stalls that people bring their stuff to, and they sell their stuff from the stalls. And they've got like flowers, food. It's mainly they mainly sell like fruit, vegetables, and like meats and stuff from here. There's no like there's two markets. There's this lower market, and then there's an upper market. The upper market, anything that's left over from the upper market from one day gets brought down to the lower market and then sold to the masses. So it's always a little bit closer to being spoilt than anything else, but that's what the peasantry get around here. But yeah, one thing you notice is there's a distinct lack of people on the streets. Also, most of the businesses that you can see, like the Rogue Lady and the Goose and Gander, which are both inns, aren't even open. Their doors are shut.
In what state food is on stands?
Very close to being spoilt. Like they're probably, it'll probably go off tomorrow if it's not used today, and you probably have to cut a lot of it off to like find
Keep
something
use-
useful in it.
So it's
Okay.
been there for a couple of days at least.
Yeah, there is like one person like who looks ghastly ill, just who's standing like just hacking over the remains of their food.
I look at
Or
Logan
products
and I
that they're
say,
selling. Sorry.
I look at Logan and I say, aren't dwarves extremely resistant against diseases?
Yes, we are.
Maybe it's smart that you go talk to this ghost of a person.
That would be fair.
You can.
Because I don't want it.
Can you all give me a notice roll based on hearing, please, though, as it is sound?
How do we do that in here?
Just do notice roll.
We all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
Just-
all hey, yeah.
Okay.
I'm defining it sound because it's sound, and Griash has hard of
I-
hearing.
I don't have my bar up here for the notice rolls.
Oh, because you don't.
I-
Just click home. Just go back home and then click
Yeah.
make and then roll from there.
Right. I clicked hard of
Notice.
hearing and it gave me. Wait, did it minus? Yeah, it did minus. Okay.
You got a
Griash
four.
hears nothing.
You got a 5. Never mind.
I got a 13.
What? Okay. You can hear.
Colors.
You can hear some voices coming from up that end of the traveling down the road, like noise of people, just general bustle of people coming down from that end of the down that road.
Which road would that be?
At 14.
It's the
At
north.
14.
Yeah, the main road that runs up runs north of north of the city.
So I say, Islith, I will go and check upon this poor creature. But keep your eyes up the road, though. I do hear some hustling and bustling up that way. And
Well, if I'm honest, I would love to hear some more hustling and bustling.
I will
Look
walk
down.
up to I'll walk up to the shell of a dwarf and
Oh, it's not a dwarf. It's a human of some sort.
sorry. I walk up, I say, "Are you all right? Is there,
Oh,
would you
Oh, you poor fella. I'm fine. I'm fine. What brings you to this plague-ridden town?
plague-ridden? We've been 1,200 kilometers from Almas out here, returning with goods. So we are from the Pathfinder Society. One of your own, Timothy, he hired us to guard goods. When, kind sir, did this plague infect this town?
He says, "Oh, people started getting sick about a month ago."
And where did this sickness start?
He says, he says, I think, he says, I don't know, but the medicine woman, L'Oreal, she knows. She's up the road there, at the Roots and Remedies. She's the local herbalist.
I'm going to spend 2 power points. Lay my hands upon this poor soul, and see if I can't help heal him. Or 3, sorry.
Sorry, let me just check something.
Sure. I turned back to Theseus, and I say, "These poor souls. Did you hear a plague hit this land? We're not even their healer, L'Oreal, could help them. We should seek this person out. I do not recommend partaking of anything in this town until we know what made these people ill."
Do we know where this L'Oreal is? Or can be found?
I'm just checking.
Do we know what kind of plague is this?
No, we don't. By hammer and forge. I wish I knew.
Is it airborne? Is it waterborne? Did he tell you anything?
No, he just said that it hit about a month ago when we were on our way. Either before their goods hit the town, or on our way back. Somebody should signal Timmy.
Yeah, I was
not
thinking
bring
that.
To not bring these people across and to set up camp. We must.
Okay. I'll go back. I'll talk to Timmy. I'll warn him not to come in town. And where is the healer? Where is L'Oreal?
We'll find her.
Okay.
No,
But we're gonna need a meeting point, anyways. If I'm gonna go
No.
back. No.
I mean, we can meet back here.
I look down
Okay.
at the.
So
I look down at
so
the man.
Matt,
Yes.
So if you're gonna just cast it without neutralize poison or disease, it won't work. You have to use the neutralize poison or disease.
Okay.
You'd have to spend an additional power point to trigger that.
I will do that. Just to. This makes me. It makes me sad, honestly, to see somebody in this state.
Why have you only got 5 remaining points? Did you recover your?
I did. So it costs 3 to cast heal, and then you said spend another 4 to neutralize disease.
no.
So that's 4.
Okay. So you lay his hands on, and he's all like coughs a bit more. And how does this look as this disease, this fungal disease, is ejected from his lungs?
So I lay my hands on his back. You see almost it almost looks like dust or sand or rock covers my hand. He coughs a few times. I say, there. I pat him on the back, and this blackish, purplish fungus, like little spores. Like if you were to hit it with a black light, it would look like a It looked almost like a Grateful Dead poster, like comes out of his lungs. And I look at him and I say, "The power of Torag has healed you. Go, take the ferry and head back across. There you will meet Timothy, one of your kinsmen. He will take care of you. But touch no one else. Take nothing else. Leave immediately."
He nods and he sort of wanders over wanders down to the ferry.
And as he's walking away, I'll yell, I say, "Tell them not to come. Tell them to stay."
Don't come, I can't get across the river, but don't come over.
Well, now
Well,
that
they're
you've
on the
let
other side. They can pull him there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
or he can take the rowboat.
Yeah,
True.
If-
he's got lots of options. If he can't get over, he's just being away.
Yeah, but he's about as, but he's a peasant. So he's about as intelligent as Griash.
Griash, do me this favor, would you? That ferry boat, the one with the rope. Would you mind cutting the rope and casting it into the to the
no.
river?
Oh, whoa.
Griash
That's
just
the
kind of
only way out.
nods and walks over to it and slams his axe through it.
Well, now
There.
we're stuck here.
Well,
Okay.
yes,
And
we
then-
are stuck here.
And the
I
ferry,
understand
Lake
this.
hidden land.
the
But
ferry.
we
drifts
must
off
figure out what's
down the
going
river.
on with this town, and heaven forbid if whatever spores are on us, if we go across the river, we might infect all those people. This is the best thing to do. This is what Torag would want.
I don't really like that Torek guy you keep talking about.
Do you think they sell bacon and mushrooms?
Griash, these are mushrooms that you do not want to eat, you do not want to ingest. I swear, when this is all over, we will go into that forest to the north and get you all the mushrooms that you need. But for now, we must help these people. Let us find this L'Oreal.
Let's make it quick.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
where are we going now that we are
Well, he
essentially
said
trapped here?
she's just up there, so I'm assuming he pointed in a direction.
Yeah, he pointed
So
up
if
the
we-
north road. He pointed up
if we-
the north road, the road that runs north.
If we walk north and just kind of look around
Well, yeah.
for
As
something that
as soon as you start walking up,
There
you
you
can
go.
see there is
number
a
14, roots
Yeah.
and remedies.
yeah, but yeah. The other thing as well is there's like a large crowd of people queuing to get inside this apothecaries or herbalist or whatever you want to call it. So it's a 2-story building. It has creeping ivy pretty much all over the face of the wall, and each of the windows there's like full window boxes outside with like flowers and herbs and God knows what else is growing in them. So there's quite a nice smell of probably a smell of jasmine and other such things that seem to be wafting down. It's kind of the facade of the building is rather rugged looking, and the shop bears a faded sign saying "Roots and Remedies," and a line of about 20 or so somber looking townsfolk, some with pale wheezing children, and others perceptibly near tears. And it stretches from the open door.
Can I look for another way in than the front door?
It looks like there's only one way into the building and one way out.
I guess we are making a line then. Get in line, people.
Nobody touched nothing.
Yeah,
Can
and
I-
you don't try to tell them you can heal them because you'll have a line.
Can I roll to see if Griash would even notice that it's a queue and not just keep walking forward? I don't know if that would be something. I couldn't decide if he would or not.
Agreement.
Well, I mean, he's dumb, but I don't think he's that dumb, right?
No, but he didn't grow up in society.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he grew up in the woods. He
So-
literally the reason he's travelled so far is because he literally just goes from caravan to caravan. He only pops into town to get armor and then he leaves, or get food and then he leaves. No one likes him. He literally just hops caravan to caravan.
Oh, I know why there's no music. No, there is music.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so give us a common knowledge roll then, Griash.
Where is that? Oh, I can't do it on the map. I have to.
No, you have to back out.
No. You're just gonna go. You just walk straight into the shop.
He just walks past everyone straight into the shop. Okay. What was the lady's name again? I forgot over the break.
Oh well. Oh.
L'Oreal.
I follow.
So Griash, as soon as you sort of walk in front of everyone and step across that threshold, there's like a bunch of voices. Excuse me, there's a queue here.
I walk after Griash and I go. It's okay. Just keep on going.
No.
Griash trusts. Sorry. Griash trusts Izalith and just goes, oh, sorry, and just keeps walking. And goes in. I'm looking for a L'Oreal because you're worth it.
So, okay. Right, the ceiling falls and Griash is crushed by the ceiling.
Wow, really?
No, what actually happens is the people at the front of the queue step forward and go, get back in the line, excuse me.
I turn around. Can I do a persuasion?
Yeah, -4.
-4? Let me just get out of here.
These people have been waiting here fucking hours.
Okay.
They're not
Griash
about to
just
allow
looks at him and goes,
2 people.
I just want to know what's going on. Where's the dwarf gone?
Whoa.
What happened there?
Well, you rolled 2 6s. Ace, they rolled. They rolled
Yeah,
a
I'm
1,
gonna.
and then
I'm gonna
-4.
spend a penny.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Griash
So,
kind of realizes what's going on here and goes,
Okay.
oh.
Izzy, one of the town folks grabs you by the ruff of whatever clothing you've got on, and they just pull you out of the shop and go, get to the back of the line.
Good people. We have just come to town. We have seen what sickness that is infesting you. We are from the Pathfinder Society. We are not here to step in front of the line. We are here to speak with L'Oreal and find out how we can help.
Well,
There's only one of her.
So they instantly point at the orc and the elf, and then they go, well then, tell them to get in the queue.
I scrabble up.
Again, people, we are here to help. There are 5 of us.
Sure,
There's only
sure.
one of L'Oreal.
One of the people in the queue goes, yeah, I'm here to help as well. Yeah, and me. Does that mean we can jump the queue?
No, because you're not Spartacus. But let's come, people. Please allow us to enter this shop and to help any way that we can. You can see that none of my friends and I are sick.
You
I scramble back up and dust myself off.
And they
get
didn't
the
put, no, you
snow.
didn't throw you to the ground. They just pulled you out of the shop.
Okay.
They're like, get to the back of the queue.
Okay, Griash is gonna use his intimidation now. And
Okay.
he's gonna lean forward and say, do you want to be cured or do you want to die?
Oh, bother.
Not threatening them to kill them in his mind. In his mind, he's like, if we can't help, you're going to die.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? He's not
Okay.
actually going to harm any
Okay.
intimidation.
Yeah.
Spend a penny.
Ten.
Okay. So the one that's grabbed Izilith sort of let goes and goes. We've been waiting here hours.
Griesh just goes, I know some medicine, but Logan, the short man over there, and the others know a lot, and we can help. We're not ill, but you have to let us help.
Good
Someone
people
else-
listen to the half-orc.
Someone else in the queue goes. Well, yeah, good, but I mean, they can still get in the fucking queue.
He is not a smart man, but he knows what help is.
Well, you can start by another person. You can start by helping by getting in the bloody queue.
I turned to Theseus. This is getting us nowhere.
So meanwhile, when they making ruckus somewhere there,
Yeah, we're good.
I'm
Oh,
casting
sorry, go.
spell on first person in queue, empathy. And what's the name of this modifier? Charm, I think. Let me open powers.
At this point,
Yes, charm. So I'm going to charm first person in queue, and I'm going to thank him for holding queue for me, and I'm going to stand in front of him.
Okay, the problem. Okay, so can I just tell you the problem with that is people know what magic looks like.
Yeah, that's why I'm using the fact everybody focusing on everybody else.
Okay. Secondly, you got a whole other bunch of people who are going to be like, no, that's not how queuing works.
Again, good people, we can help. Is there a child like nearest to me?
Yes.
Okay. I will spend 4 more power points, then a Benny to recover 5. So, and I will lay my hands upon the child to heal them.
Okay, give me a casting roll then, please.
So that's the Benny to get the power points back.
Okay.
One moment here. And where does it? Can I add the 1 to it to upcast it, or does it
Yep,
not
so
matter?
click manual PP management
Okay.
and add 1. So you go there, expend 1, so change the amount of power points down to 1. Expend
Okay.
PP, and then do a roll, and it will spend the base cost and then the one that's already been spent. Not with that roll, you're not.
Oh,
Not with
good
that
lord.
roll, you're not. Did you not take any? Oh no. Okay.
I did.
Yeah, you still haven't rolled high enough. You rolled a 3 and a.
there we go.
Okay. All right. Well, that took you.
That's okay. I'll get them back.
Okay. So yeah. All right. Okay, so you managed to cure one of the children, and they're like, "Great, that helps, brilliant." But it doesn't cure. It doesn't. People still get sick. People are still getting sick even after being cured by our cleric in town.
I understand. But if you allow us to pass through and to speak with L'Oreal, again, we're here to help. We're not here to harm. We're not here to cut in front of the queue. I seek no healing. At least allow me to pass so that I may speak with this woman and find out what is going on. 5 minutes, I swear.
Give us a persuasion roll, please. Not persuasion. Is it persuasion?
Yeah.
It's
Or
persuasion.
charisma.
Charm. Charm roll. Sorry, oh, it's persuasion is a thing. All right, cool. Yeah, give us a persuasion roll. I'll give you +2 to the roll.
Okay.
Okay, they go. Okay, 5 minutes.
Thank you. So, I crossed the threshold, and
You hear a
you
lot
said
of
this is
tutting.
a,
You
said
hear a
this is
lot of
two-story
tutting.
building.
A lot of tutting coming down the entire line. Lots of people rolling their eyes.
Since they've let him in, Griash is just going to step away and go lean against the house or something,
Okay.
just so he's not blocking the way.
Okay. So inside there is a woman who seems to be brewing potions and other such things. She looks exceptionally. What is it? Yeah, she oh, let me pull out a token as well, and then I can show you what she looks like. So she looks like that.
Okay.
She's got her hair done up. Her hair's pulled right back. She looks exhausted. And yeah, she appears to be brewing some remedy of some sort in her apparatus that she's got out on her countertop. The smell of burnt earth and spicy incense. Yeah, chokes the air.
Not incest. If she was burning incest, that would be
Alabama.
well.
Yeah, bunches of dried herbs.
Drives
Bunches of dry herbs hang from the ceiling, along with dangling pots, presses, alchemy apparatus, and glassware of more arcane purpose. Pouches of rare plants, jars of coloured glasses, and all manners of dried, preserved, and jellied animal parts fill the high shelves and tables, doing double duty as displays and workspaces. In the rear of the shop is a rail-thin woman with severe looking spectacles and hair pulled back tightly, busy herself between an overpacked rack of herbs, a table covered in stray powders and measuring equipment, and a pot loudly bubbling over with a thick grey froth. Over the din of her work, and without looking up, the woman impatiently shouts, "And what's your problem?"
Good lady, you are L'Oreal?
Yeah.
My name is Logan Forgebeard.
Oh, that's
dwarf
good.
From the Five Kings Mountains, Pathfinder Society. We traveled with a caravan filled with the goods and the money. We just stepped into town here and noticed that you have a severe problem and want to help any way that we can.
What way can some Pathfinders help?
Well, First, we must determine what has happened here.
You a healer?
I am a cleric of Torag, yes.
She's like, the town's been hit by a black scour.
That is dour. When did this plague start?
About a month ago.
Yes, that. Have you determined? Is it food, water? Is it airborne?
It likes. Well, it's a fungus that grows along. Yeah, it's a fungus that basically it likes the water, and you get sick from drinking the water.
And do you get your water from a well, ma'am?
Well, from the river, it seems to have taken hold across the entire area. I've never heard of it growing here before until a month ago.
Excellent. Well, one last question, and then my compatriots are waiting outside. The angry mob would not allow us in.
She says,
but again,
she
we're
says,
going to try
what,
to help.
Did you cut? She said, did you cut the line?
I did not cut the line. I asked those good people if they could let me in to speak with you. They gave me 5 minutes. The last question I have for you is, did this sickness start within the cut house or elsewhere?
Sorry?
The log cutting house, did it start within the log cut house, or did the sickness spread from elsewhere?
It's in the water supply.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Where do you get your water? Sorry, one more question. Where is it that you get your water supply from? You said from the river.
Well, we've got a well, but it seems to have tainted the well, and we also get it from the river.
When you drink river water, same thing, yes?
Yes.
Sickness? Okay. If you don't mind, miss, while you take care of these fine people, I think we should, me and my Pathfinders, we will head upriver to see what we can find. Does this sound...
She's like, look, if you want to find a cure, I don't know of a cure around here.
We just want to know where this sickness is coming from. If we can
fungus.
identify where it's coming from, perhaps we can stop it.
You can't. We need to cure. We need to rid the water source of the black scour.
And this is what I plan to do if I can find where it's
going
coming
up.
from.
It's already taken a hole. We need something to remove it from the water source.
Anything that you have, you said that you haven't discovered how to do this. Nothing.
Not tangible, no.
But you have theories.
My grandmother had theories.
Your grandmother is still with us?
No, but her book is.
And where might her book be?
She looks behind her on a bookshelf, and there's quite a few books. She pulls it down and she says, I haven't really got time to do this, but okay. She says, we need in this book, in my grandmother's book, there's a brew that says it's good for this kind of thing. It's a weird concoction that sounds more like heebie stuff. Not really. Right. I don't know if it's real medicine. It could be a load of bollocks. I don't know why she said bollocks, but it could be a load of bollocks.
And does it have a list of ingredients? Do you have them?
She says it does list some rare roots and concentrations, most of which I have here, but there are 3 I don't have.
Perfect. Would you mind writing those down for us? We shall retrieve these items.
I'll tell you rather than writing them down. Why don't you write them down?
Fair.
So, elderwood moss, which I've never heard of, but Granny said it grows on the oldest tree in the forest.
Okay.
A specially picked root called rat's tail. Sounds
Rat's tail, what?
just called rat's tail. It's a special pickled root called rat's tail.
And where can we find? Where did
And-
your grandmother say that this rat's tail could be found?
Oh. Well. You need to find. You also need to find 7 iron bloom mushrooms. Stunty little things that only grow in dark places, thick with metal. A favourite among dwarves, or so I hear.
Yes, quite a delicacy. They're called what then? What kind of mushrooms? I'm sorry.
They're called. Just lost my place. Iron bloom mushrooms.
Okay.
So, the rat's tail and the mushrooms are probably going to be a very long shot to find. Way north towards the mountain, people say there used to be a bunch of dwarves that lived there. They're not there anymore, but I bet their forges are. If you can find iron blood anywhere, it will be around there. As for the rat's tails, I have no idea. Well, oh my god, I can't even say this. Eulismia, the witch that lives deep in the woods, might. She's a crafty and mean little thing that knows all sorts of strangeness. She might even have some, but I doubt it'll come cheap. My grandmother traded her sight to the old crone for a few pages of what she knew, and that was years and years back. I don't know a soul who got any nicer as they get older. Do you?
No, I don't. But you have been more helpful than you will know. My Pathfinders and I, we will go and find these and retrieve these items for you.
Okay, well, the problem is, I don't know how to tell you how to get to any of these places, but Milan Rodan at the Lumber Consortium camp outside of town, he might be able to point you in the general direction. They seem to know every inch of the forest.
We shall start there. Again, thank you, L'Oreal. My 5 minutes are up. You take care of these people. By hammer and forge, we will be back.
So how long was Logan truly there?
6 minutes.
Were those 5 minutes top? Really?
6
5
minutes? 6, 7 minutes?
As soon as he entered the shop, I imagine myself nudging Iz on the shoulder and telling her like between us. So maybe we should check the tavern to see if everything is okay there. I'm like, who knows? If they need us, we could leave the big guy here. And I look to the orc, the 5-foot orc, watching the door.
Big guy.
You can go. I'll follow shortly.
Okay. And I'm gonna like very discreetly just step away from the group and just dash for it. I'm gonna dash for the tavern.
What tavern?
Is there a tavern in town? Would I be able to ask?
Well, yeah,
any
you
of
saw
the...
you saw 2 taverns in the main square, more or less,
Ooh.
and they were both closed.
I would go to the nearest one in the hopes of getting there and coming back in less than 5 minutes. I would just dash for it.
Are you going to steal from the tavern?
I will not do such a thing. I will pay with my hard-earned money.
Okay, so
I
the
have
only
10 gold.
So as I just said, the 2 taverns that you saw were closed.
I wouldn't even knock on the door. Like, is anyone here?
All right, give us an athletics check then, please.
Okay. Real fast. Let me just go to the main page because I can't roll without it. I don't know why. It is a pure athletics, right? Here we go.
Yep.
Oh, I knocked the door down, just pounding on it.
No, this is you dashing down in time. And then to dash back.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so you dash down to the tavern.
Yes, I knocked the door. Did I get any answer on it?
So a window opens above.
That's okay. And I come and I
a head
touch.
pops out. Fuck off. We're closed.
Is it a woman? Is it a man?
Man.
Okay, my fair lord, you do not understand. I just want like a bottle. Any liquor will do. I can pay. I got money. Anything you can give me, I will pay dearly for it. And I show him my small, what is it called again? Where you keep
Coin
liquor on
bag?
it?
Coin
Oh.
purse.
No, it's not coin. The bottle, the metal
It's a
bottle. that you
flask.
keep- Flask. Thank you. I show him my flask. Would you be so kindly to fill this flask for me? I will pay for it. Pure business.
He's like, why don't you go up to the sitting duck and get a drink from there? That's the only inn that's open.
I would, but I love the drink scene. And I look at the name. What is it called?
The Goose and Gander.
The Goose and Gander. I love the drinks of the Goose and Gander. I cannot live without them. I just need a small
The
flask.
window closed.
I would knock a little bit more, but I would eventually just return to the to the shop, all defeated.
In the meantime, I walked up to the goose. What's it called? The sitting duck. Sorry.
Where are you going?
To the sitting duck.
The other one.
You don't even know it's there.
Don't I? No.
No.
I am at like 14. I should be able to spot it, right?
Yeah, but
It is on the same road.
it is quite a distance away, and it's slightly on a curve as well. Give me a notice roll then.
Sure. Just going back to home.
Maybe I should drag your tokens out onto the fucking map.
How do you drag them up?
Right, what did you get?
5.
Yeah, you can see it looks like a tavern from this end. An inn. It looks like an inn. There is a sign. You can definitely see there's a hanging sign, which obviously represents a tavern.
So I walk over there. It looks open from the outside.
I mean, if you can't read, there's it's called the sitting duck.
Yeah.
And there's the sign is like a rubber ducky that's sitting down.
I
And
enter the
just hanging
tavern.
there. It's just hanging there. Yeah, okay.
Is there anyone around?
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, there is a map for it. Let me see.
Ah, nice.
How'd you get into the map of the sitting duck?
How? Yeah. I was gonna say that. How?
Well, none of you were there.
That's fair.
I just saw you moving us on the screen, so I thought that we were.
Just me. So
So
there's
when you
one woman and
Yeah, so when you enter, the place is basically dead. There's a thuggish looking fella behind the bar. He's sort of like leaning on the bar, drumming his fingers, waiting for someone to come in.
yeah.
And there's a woman like leaning with her hands in her resting her head on her hands and just going, Well, do you think we're going to see anyone? And as soon as they hear the door open, they're like, oh, welcome to the Sitting Duck. Take a seat. What can we get you?
I walk over to the bar and I take a seat. And I start telling them about theaters. Like, I have this cleric who is in my party. And he has a bit of a habit of drinking. Is there anything you could recommend?
Give me a second. He's like, well, we could, I could sell you a bottle of spirits or something, a bottle of wine.
Sounds fine to me. See that business is not as it usually is, I guess.
Yeah, I could sell you a gallon of wine.
And how much would it normally cost?
For your trusted self, 1 gold.
1 gold.
Jeez.
It's hefty. What do you say? I take the bottle for half of it. I go to my cleric, I come back with my cleric, and I bet you he's gonna empty you out. That guy can drink.
He looks around
And
goes,
I'll take my party. I have 5 people in the party.
He looks around and goes, no, I think we'll be alright. Thanks for your time.
That's a no?
That is a no, yep.
Oh. That's too bad. I've got a very thirsty dwarf as well, but
That's fine.
Ah,
We're the only
you know how they drink.
We're the only in open at the moment, so good luck getting a drink.
Yeah, we'll find something.
God, everyone's so fucking hostile in this place.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes.
Well, you did jump the line, you know.
They didn't see that.
Oh my god, the only one that's closed.
Is there? Yeah, no, not really.
And from what I understand as well, it's quite bad to drink the water, so, you know.
Is there a way I can persuade them? Like, if I start flirting with them?
You want to haggle, yeah?
Yeah?
Alright.
I go away.
Find my little cat sheet for him.
Yeesh.
Sure, give us a persuasion roll, please.
Any... Can I attack it?
Sure. Oh, why are they so low? Okay. Right, so she's going to assist him. Okay, she's not going to assist him. Oh no, I've got bennies. I can spend a benny. Fuck it. Whatever.
You can.
And then he'll do a persuasion roll. So you got 6.
You.
Okay. He says, look, we have to pay a lot of taxes in this town, village. If I sell it for any cheaper,
I see.
if I sell it
Well,
for you, if I sell it for any cheaper, I'll be cutting my profits. I'll tell you what, I can sell you a tankard of wine. Sorry, give me a second. I keep closing shit. I need to come up with some things. Tankard of wine. mug. 8 copper pieces.
Sure.
How big is a copper? What unit is that? What is
It'll
it?
be a pint of wine.
I'm gonna have.
1 English pint
Okay.
of wine, not fucking the cheap ass American pint.
And so I hand them a flask, I guess, to pour the pint in.
Do you have a flask?
I have a survival kit. Is that not?
That
in
would
the
have
survival
that would have water in it.
adventure kit?
Yeah, you would have if it comes with a flask and that would have fresh water in it that you probably be. He pours a tankard and gives you a tankard. Take that to your friend that can't cope without a drink.
I will, and I hope to see you soon.
And you need to take out 8 copper pieces, which is
How do I do that?
so 1 silver shilling is 10 copper pieces. It's all
Where is it?
tens.
In gear, you have your money.
I don't know if you can do 8 point something point whatever.
Well, you'd have something 0.8 because you had 8 silver, and then to minus from that it would be something 0.72.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Where
to come
can
up
I
with-
see my money? Yes.
It's
So
in
go
the
to-
gear on top right.
gear. And
It says gold pieces.
Yeah, you should have less than 500 gold. You've spent
Yeah.
some.
How much should I have?
Okay, so you start with 300 gold, I believe.
Mhm.
You spent 50, which takes you to 250 because of the adventures kit.
Yeah.
Dagger knife costs 2.
Yeah. And the
That's
leggings.
That's 248. Leggings. You do know though. You do know you need a minimum strength to use leggings, right?
I require this amount. Yeah.
Cost of 20, so that takes it down to 228. And that's all you brought as well. Okay.
Mhm.
So minus. If you had plus 10's 10 gold because you got 10 gold earlier. Takes you up to 228. And then how many copper piece silver shillings was it? 10.
Yeah. 8.
8 silver
8
pieces.
copper.
And 8 copper.
Can you do that? Hang on, let's see if that.
So
Oh no, I
8
didn't like
silver
that.
pieces minus 8 copper would be 0.72.
You can make double digits after dot.
Okay, there we go. That's the best I could do.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
He says, yeah, we've got room and board here, so you know, if you need to spend the night here, come and talk to us, and we can set you up some rooms.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back.
So
home.
I'm kind of curious as to what's going on with Griash outside. If it was 6 or 7 minutes, I'm sure that there are some townsfolk that are keeping.
Probably blaming him.
Well, luckily they don't have watches.
And plus,
yeah,
Griash has walked away a little bit, just kind of stayed away from the crowd.
yeah, you're sort of Griash is leaning against a building. What is Griash doing anyway?
He's
So you-
literally
yeah.
leaning against a building and just cleaning off his axe.
Oh, right,
Something to do.
You do see.
In
I mean,
front of-
obviously, you see. Fierce run off down the road, and then you see Izzy like walk off up north, heading up north to a building up the top, in the top, up to there, basically. Is
And
there anything
what's
you'd like
Orm
to
doing?
do? What about Dash? What is Orm
Orn.
Fanlius doing? Sorry,
Oh, I'm still waiting for Logan to come out. I'm not
Okay.
chasing after somebody's wine. Not interested in that, especially in Plague Town. or city of 1,200 people.
Okay. So, after 7 minutes, Theus comes running up the road, and
Gasping.
Isius comes slowly walking down the road from the other end, and then Logan comes stepping out of the roots and remedies just as they both turn up.
Griash stands up and walks over to Logan and goes, "So what are we doing now?"
Well, first, so Theseus, why is it that you look so tired?
You can see
We're
him
just
like
standing around here. It's looks up. He says the heat of the day hasn't broken yet.
you can see him gasping. Tired. What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Well,
I just...
whatever you do, do not drink the water. L'Oreal, the kind woman inside, is short of temper, but I gesture over to the line. It's no excusable seeing this line of people here. She's given us a task, and that is to find the items that I was told. One, we have to go into the forest. We have to find some elderwood moss. Apparently it grows on the oldest tree in the forest. And also, while we are in the forest, we should find a witch. I didn't write down the witch's name because it was long and hard to spell. That being said, when we are there, we are supposed to find something called it's a rat's tail. Not an actual rat's tail, mind you, but an herb or some kind of branch. And then...
By the way, that's her name. Fuck knows how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Urzimilla?
As someone who's grown
The
up,
witch. And then the last thing that we are tasked to find are iron bloom mushrooms. Honestly, I wish I was back in the Five Kings Mountains now in the halls of High Helm. We've got those mushrooms everywhere, and I could eat them, but we are miles and miles away from there. But I was told that there is an old dwarven camp not too far from here where we might find such items. With these items, L'Oreal may be able to concoct a potion with the help of her grandmother's book, who calls somebody Matthew for some reason. I do not understand why. But with these items, we should be able to heal these people.
Talking
Are
about
we-
things we need to use to heal people, look what I found. And I swig it onto the goblet with wine in it.
I
catch
give a
it.
very disapproving look to both Isilith and to Theseus as I see this tankard transfer hands.
So are
It
we
is-
close to the people? The
It
town
is gonna cost you 1 silver though.
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, of course. 1 silver for you. I open my little granny purse and I look up a silver coin. Thank you so much. You were a
Enjoy.
lifesaver. And I just don't.
Now, Griash, I know that you say that you travel with caravans quite often, but you are from this forest, yes?
Griash kind of goes, "Well, I'm not from this forest, but I'm from a forest. I was actually going to ask you, would I be able to roll survival to see if he would know much about any of these herbs? Particularly the rat's tail and the elderwood moss."
Okay. Can I use my academics or occultism to maybe not pinpoint, obviously, where is it, but indicators of where it could be, like moss is usually on the north side of the mountain, or
Well, we
blue
know
blood
the-
mushrooms are near the lakes or something like that.
We know the moss is on the oldest tree, and we know the rat's tail is a root. but how much information would Griash have about it?
So, if you grew up in this area, I would allow a roll. But because you don't come from this area, you don't really know where to look. You would know that the moss would grow on an old tree, probably the oldest
But
tree in the.
What I
in
mean
the
is,
woods.
does he know at least what rat's tail root is and what kind of environment it grows in?
But it's specifically pickled rat's tail is what you need.
Well, she can pickle it herself. Jesus.
Are we having this conversation
She's
in
an
front of the
alchemist.
store?
Yeah.
Does she not know how to pickle something? She's an alchemist.
Yeah, but pickling takes a while. It's not something instant. It takes a while to pickle it.
Well, they've been dying for a month. They can die for another week.
Wow. Well, yeah, you because you don't know the area, you wouldn't know really. Sure, give me a hard survival roll, please. -4.
Okay, 1 second. -4.
Holy.
I got a
Yes.
pass.
Yeah, it's a root of quite a rare plant, and it only grows during a full moon.
Okay. Griash will go, I heard of rat's tail. Well, I've seen some roots occasionally in the forest, but it's only ever on a night of a full moon that I've ever seen them. So I don't know how lucky we'll be with that one.
Well, should we find this witch, she should have the pickled rat's tail that we need. But I hear that she is quite a disagreeable woman. Perhaps Orn, perhaps you can speak with her on an academic level, for one magic user to another. But just where do we start? Do we start in the forest? Should we head to
Well,
the?
She told you to go to the lumber place because they might have more information on how to direct you.
What
Right.
time is it right now?
It was 4 o'clock, right? So it's going to start getting dark soon.
So we should. I do not like the prospect of bedding here in town, not with this fungus around.
We do have a bar up at the exit, at the northern
I
exit. That seemed quite safe.
I
The
understand
people
that,
didn't
but if
seem
we-
affected.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Griash is just going to shake his head and go, I think I'd rather sleep outside of town.
Like in
But
the
they
woods?
have food there, Giesh.
Griesh, I am with you on this one. Come morning, we should go and find a Millen. He is part of the lumber consortium just outside of town. I was told by L'Oreal that we may get more information on these herbs and such. Perhaps we can ask how honorary this witch is.
Maybe we can find him before nightfall.
I'm just gonna and I say this as I try to pull the group away from the angry mob in front of the
Why would they be angry, Theseus?
Everybody-
I was only 5 minutes.
Yeah, but they weren't happy in the first place about the 5 minutes. But that's fine.
I
That's fine.
don't understand why these people wouldn't be happy. I'm trying to help. We are trying to help. That is what
And-
the Pathfinder Society is for. Yes, you
Let's-
ungrateful snobs.
No, I tried to pull Logan away.
And we're going to end there.
Okay. Okay.
Right, everyone can have a advancement.
All right.
Hey, what?
Okay, how do we do an advancement?
Yep. How do we do
Okay.
an advancement?
So, how you do an advancement? You need to open up your character sheet.
Okay.
Go to
Mhm.
about.
Yeah.
And then it
Wait.
should be on the advances. Click add advances. I just did it for you, but yeah, ignore my one. And then you get to choose what you want to do with it. Now,
So we just click on advance. Is it
Yes.
automatic?
yep. So, you can then edit it and choose what you want to take the advance in. So, the rules for advancing is an advance lets a character make one of these adjustments. Attributes. You can increase one attribute, one die type. This option may be taken only once per rank. Rank is novice, seasoned, etc., etc. It will tell you when it goes up. So yeah, increase one attribute, one dice type. This option may be only taken once per rank. Skill increase. Increase a skill that is equal to or greater than its linked attribute, one die type. Or increase two skills that are lower than their linked attribute by one dice type each, including new skills the character didn't have before at D4. You cannot increase the same skill twice with the same advance. Edge. Gain a new edge. You should have a story-based reason to take a background or a core class edge. You can't become a barbarian overnight. Gaining these edges should usually take years or some dramatic change in the character's life, and should only be done with the Games Master's permission. Core class edges and core prestige edges are also limited to one per rank. Legendary characters may choose a core class. Right, we're not going to get to legendary in this game. Or you can buy off an hindrance. So,
So if I raise a skill, say spirit, does that mean that everything that falls under spirit also raises?
no, just your. So, spirits are attributes. You can
Yeah.
only raise one attribute per rank. So, if you was to raise spirit from D6
Yeah.
to D8, that would be your advance. But that would then allow any skill that you have as spirit, you can
Yeah.
then advance. You can advance for the price. You can advance it for the two. Because it will be below your attribute. You can then use one advance to raise two skills as opposed to just one skill.
So if I raise my spirit at D6, will it raise persuasion as well?
No, you have to raise that as a separate thing.
Okay, so the next time
But-
I raise it, I can raise persuasion.
Yeah, but if you look, your persuasion is what is So if you raise your
D6.
spirit to D6, to D8, you can then
Yeah.
next advance you can then raise spirit. You can raise persuasion and whatever else is assigned to. Well, yeah, you can
That's
raise
only one.
Well, you
So
can
if
raise spirit and then you can
if
raise
I've-
another skill.
If I've raised agility to 8, does that mean everything then in skills like athletics, fighting, and everything goes up another?
No.
It just increases your. It just increases the amount. It just increases how high you can take that skill for a
So,
cheaper cost.
Stevie, the reason that you would want to do that is if your strength right now is at say D6 and your athletics is D6, it's going to cost you 2 points to raise it once. Or if you raise your attribute, then it will only cost 1 to raise it. So you always want to raise your attributes before you raise your skills.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I get you. Right, I've done that. So I raised an attribute by 1 die type. I raised my agility from a D6 to a D8. I mainly actually did it because I need a D8 in agility for most of the fighting type edges.
Okay, so if you look at, when you look at the advance, okay, so you raised that attribute. What did you?
I raised spirit.
So yeah, just toggle the yeah. So you need to. You see where the time thing is? the hourglass, Griash, on your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Just click it for me.
Oh, I raised it manually. 1 second. That means I should bring it back down and then click it, right?
I don't think so.
Oh no. Okay, no. Okay, I do raise it manually. Okay.
Okay, what about everyone else?
I'm gonna raise my skills. I'm already doing that.
Okay, just write down what skills you're raising, right?
Yep.
And make sure you select the yeah. All right. Izzy, what did you go for?
I raised spirit.
Okay. Logan.
I'm gonna do a little bit of research, and I'll get back to you on that next week.
Okay.
So,
Orphanius.
I'm going to look into edges and everything like Logan, and I see what I'll come with.
Okay.
But I don't see any hourglass on my character sheet.
So if you go to the about page, when
Power
you add an
page.
advance, yeah, when you add an advance, there is you can pre-plan what you're going to take. If you click the plan thing, if you tick the plan box, you can actually pre-plan out like how you're going to advance your character. So you can like plan out like your entire character advances throughout the entire
and then
game.
if you untick it, it will.
Well, no,
that's
if
when
you
the advance.
if you yeah the hour if you tick on the if you unclick the hourglass once you've ticked it. So if I just do it like that, do you see how it's greyed out? And then when you tick the thing, toggle advanced plan status, you can click yes, and it will do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I've done your Dash. I did your character as an example, so you can just delete it if you want or whatever. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, I see. The advances are advanced. Okay.
yeah. So like someone in one of the Deadlands game has basically planned out his entire character from novice all the way up to legendary. So you could just completely plan out how you want to advance your character throughout the game. But yeah, other than that, let's do some shout outs for everyone here. So Stevie,
Hi. That's me.
is it?
Yeah, that's my name.
Where can we find you?
I'm sat in my chair at the moment. All right, so you can find me at twitch.tv/StevieSnap, where I stream a variety of things. I am a variety streamer. You can also find me on Twitter at StevieSnap1. At the moment, I'm not streaming again properly. I am streaming, but on and off, but I'm not streaming again properly with a proper schedule until around the 4th or 5th, because I'm in the process of moving house. But when I do, I'll be having a proper schedule. I have a Discord, which I'll be posting my schedule in weekly and on my Twitter.
Okay, cool.
Also, I played Griash.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
You can't tell because he's so similar to me.
Is he?
At the moment, I'm not streaming. I'm still fixing some kinks in my system. But you can find me on Twitch for now, and otherwise you can go to my Instagram, which is Little Miss Is Official.
I suppose the unofficial one, yeah.
Yeah, the unofficial one is already taken.
Cool. Matt?
I have almost zero internet presence other than my Twitch and games that I am part of, but you can find me at Crafty Matt Craft, where I spew all sorts of tabletop RPG nonsense.
Dash?
Yeah, I'm playing Orn. No present on internet.
Cool. Big Oats?
You can find me at Chandlerete. Twitch TV. Almost every day streaming Heroes of the Storm.
However, it is a Spanish-speaking stream, so if you can't speak Spanish,
It is.
which most of my people probably can't, I don't know. Go and guess what he's saying, I guess. What you could do, just go and guess.
enjoy my accent, my exotic accent.
No, yeah. All right, cool. As for me, check out all my social bollocks. No, I spelled social wrong. Yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord, join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter for Twittery stuff, and yeah, if you're watching this on Twitch, go follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/JamesCorp, and yeah, like and subscribe, and there's loads of videos to watch. But yeah, we will see you all next week. Thank you all for hanging out and watching. Thank you, players, for making it an enjoyable game. And
I
we
really
will
enjoyed it.
see you all next week. Good night.
Next week. Bye bye.
See you.
Bye.